Did you say it was up there? Hey! Drop the act already. You dropped the act. I know it's you. His hand on hip. I know it's you. You've been pretending to be me, deceiving everyone with your shenanigans, and now you have the audacity to stand here in front of me. Excuse me, but who are you calling a fake? I was standing right here the whole time. You're the one who looks. You're the one who just appeared out of nowhere. I have witnesses who can confirm that. So tell me, who do you think looks suspicious here, you or me? Now everyone, the situation is clear as day. It's already known that Xenohydro has been on the loose for a long time. Xenohydro can change its form and mimic others' appearances so perfectly that it's virtually impossible to tell the difference. But I never would have thought that this creature would be so bold, approaching us like this and trying to take my place. Don't try to steal my words. You accuse me of being fake, but do you have any proof to back up your claim? What about your claim? Where is this evidence to support it? Anyway, you arrived just in time. What do you think? I might have a way to solve this. Sure. What is it then? Spit it out. I don't want to waste any more time with that thing. By the way, where's Abraham? Did you find him? That's what you asked me where Abraham was. What's this transfer order in your hands? Yeah, it's definitely him, yeah. Retrieve the boxer with colored tortoiseshell pattern. You cheeky Xenohydro. How dare you use my identity to steal such a valuable curio? Now that the evidence is all clear, it's time to end this. I suggest Enui makes a call. I agree, Enui, what do you say? Check signature, that's it for now. We should check the vital signs. We've done that already. The team here has checked our pupils, sweat glands, voice, and body temperature. But perhaps the tension was simply too high to act normally. Our pupils are both dilated, we were both sweating profusely, our voices were trembling, and our bodies were cold to the touch. Ugh, wish I wasn't so worked up. Otherwise we would have been able to tell by now. Check the signature. Don't waste your time. The note signed by Wenminji was obviously a blatant mockery of me by the Xenohydro. He can imitate my looks and personality really well, so I don't think that handwriting will be too difficult for him either. I noticed most of us are carrying the written orders for the team's daily attendance, which you can review at will. Check the boxers. Those boxers are a curio and are not to be worn, not to mention that they are not my personal property. What's there to check? Answered out is the one, yep. It's him, yeah. These boxers are clearly planted by the Xenohydro. I, Wenminji, the dignified leader of the Department of Implement Arts and head of the Curio Collection Squad, will not allow the Xenohydro to mock me like this. That's it for now. Anyway, what do you think? Try to dupe. After so many questions, I think you would have made your choice, no? I don't think he has. No one has known him. It's up to Henry to make the call. Who's real and who's fake? On the left. Ah, I knew I was right about you. Good choice, good choice. Oh, why should we trust your judgment? You are a stinky outsider who came out of nowhere. Don't be a sore loser. Oh, these people are dilating abnormally. Sweat is quickly secreting all over his body, and his hair is wet. He is a Xenohydro. Ah, so it worked. You spoiled my plan, and this is not fun. How dare you expose me? How much you pay?
Time to change tactics.
What? There we go. Problem solved, problem solved. Enemy down, just like it should be. The Xenohydro's combat abilities have been neutralized. Everyone follow in an olive-shaped formation and use the central elevator as a starting point. Prepare for the collection process. Pay attention to anyone suspicious around you. There was a burst of chaotic activity and everything was a blur. Something seems to be moving fast. The chaos gradually subsides. Sure. How did I miss this entire time? Yeah, it's the beginning or end. Well, today is clear. I should get it eventually. I don't know when, but eventually. 1 minch. All in and count. The numbers are right. Not one more, not one less. Alas, the Xenohydro had escaped. Oh, we're so close. It's all my fault. Now, how should I explain it to lead researcher Asta? Hey, we learn from our mistakes. It is imperative to set up a secret code within the squad to prevent the same farce from ever happening again. I will report this to Mrs. Hinkle and ask her to assign more staff to apprehend the Xenohydro as soon as possible. Sorry to get you involved in this fuss. Here's a little something for your trouble. It's not much, but please accept it. If you ever find the Xenohydro elsewhere, remember that the curio collection squad is always here. Don't try to fight it alone. Everyone's fallen. Sure. Oh man, there's another one. I'm going to take a moment of your time, Henry. Any chance you are familiar with classical poems? I don't usually speak like this. Must have read too much poetry recently. I got an encrypted letter. It must be really good because I can't understand a single word. You seem to be pretty smart, so please come back and help me out with this one as soon as you have time. Otherwise, sooner or later, I'll just die from the curiosity alone. Gosh. I'm gonna... If I want to get them done, but I keep getting more from the same station.
Nothing pressing,
I want to get all the ones done here, but if I'm going to keep getting more, then it's an issue. Ah, coins. Sure. Only that. Oh wait, no, there's multiple stuff here. I'm feeling getting that because I can. Okay, keys here. Yeah, well, whatever. Yes, here we are. It's you. Thanks for helping out on the station. Did you encounter some problem? No. Are you alright? The Legion is gone, the Curios are back, various departments are returning to the research, and the newly imported goods from the galaxy are beginning to circulate. Everything is going smoothly with Project Revival, so what exactly does this letter mean? I heard you were looking for me. Anyway, you're back, just in time. Thanks to your help and everybody's hard work, the space station is pretty much back on its feet. As a conclusion to Project Revival, I want to summon you to witness the fruit of our labor. But just 2 days ago, I received a strange letter. Now that you're here, perhaps you can help me figure out what it is about. Let's see here. Upon the stars, that is where the talented intellect reside, oblivious to the world as the envy becomes blinding. Who knew gentleness and kindness welcomed only pain and suffering, like the risk of falling into the depths when trying to mount the sky? An inquiry into spirit traces, a glance into the site of storage. A glance into the site of storage. Even with iron shoes worn out unearthly, one has to visit 3 depths. Better off alone than to be an accomplice. One day, as they turn around, the path will be lit by radiance of the stars. Okay, who knew gentleness and kindness be welcome? Okay, sure. I'm trying to mount the sky. Inquiring the spirit traces. Glance into the site of storage. Attempt to defeat a shadow in the storage area. Rank 3. I often hear the researchers praise you for your resourcefulness and good judgment. What do you think? Any clue what this message is about? Who is this cryptologist from Locus Silenti? As far as I know, there is no one with this title in this space station. It must be an alias. But the identity of the writer is not what I am most concerned about. It seems like something from the Department of Implement Arts. Yes, only the researcher called one in the Department of Implement Arts would speak like that. However, it was a strange story how I got hold of this letter at the beginning. It was sandwiched in a tome called A Guide to Astral Realm Species on the conference room table. Normally, no one looks at it except me. Do you have to look in books then? Obviously, someone wanted to hand me this letter in private, so I didn't dare ask the staff in the Department of Implement Arts. Spirit sounds particularly familiar. Spirit, can it be the Xenohydro? Well done, Anui. You just found the key to the text right away. Now everything makes sense. It seems this is no ordinary letter. It's from an informant. Their intention is to report on the Xenohydro. The Xenohydro has disappeared from the space station since it escaped from Mr. Wenmin's hands. This letter seems to support the rumor that the Xenohydro was not caught because it has an accomplice. Look at this sentence. An inquiry into spirit traces, a glance into the site of storage, is obviously leading us to investigate the Xenohydro. An inquiry into spirit traces, a glance into the site of storage, is obviously leading us to investigate the Xenohydro's range of activities, and to be an accomplice implies the existence of an accomplice. I don't know. I'm not sure. As for the other 6 sentences, in my opinion, some depict the portrait of the accomplice, and some describe the real hiding place of the Xenohydro. Unfortunately, I have no idea how to interpret the rest of the message. Now that we are done with other work, this letter falls into our hands at just the right moment. It's high time we put the Xenohydro issue back on the table, and what do you think? I'm with you all the way. Considering there may be a traitor among us, if I hand this case to our staff, we might alert the culprit, and anyway, you're not a staff member, and you have also met the Xenohydro before. You really are the ideal candidate to handle the case. And if there is an accomplice involved, this matter is no longer a simple case of curio retrieval. It must be handled with caution. Therefore, I would like to ask you to go to the store zone mentioned in the letter and verify the facts. If we can catch either the Xenohydro or the accomplice, we'll be able to interrogate them. Then I can judge whether the accomplice's motive is malicious or not. At this critical juncture, it is up to us to finally finish Project Revival. I've always been this Capote again, man. Out of all the people, I had to be him, whatever. I've always been a rather magnanimous person. In fact, here is a chance for you to regain my favor, as long as you are willing to apologize for your behavior. I didn't do those things. You want to deny the truth, Lamina? You want to deny the truth? Lamina, you're getting more and more dishonest. Let me help you remember. The mustard in my lunchbox, a big hole on the back of my uniform, and this boring letter in reply to the female researcher, aren't they your doing? It's true, I'm the only person who handles those things, but... When I was reporting to Miss Astep, you suddenly shouted, Mr. Capote, it's too late. The Wabuboos are still waiting for you to play with them. You made us think I was colluding with curios, not doing my job. But I was just stating a fact. We should keep it only between you and me. How many times have I told you that? You were just going against me on purpose. Forget it, I don't think you are going to repent at all. One day, when you are sick of this place and your future is gloomy, you will come crawling back to seek help from me. Just keep praying that by then I haven't replaced you with a Renana, Annalena, or a Barbara, or someone else. That was annoying me, sorry, I had to do it. Hello. When can I become braver? Oh, it's anyway, the hero of the space station. I've heard so much about you. I didn't expect to have the opportunity to see you up close. Oh. What are you doing here? I was Mr. Capote's secretary, but recently I made a few mistakes when I was running errands for him, so he sent me here to work on the curio sorting assembly line. I'm so sorry, you must think I'm a joke. You did all those things. You heard it all, although I don't remember doing the things Mr. Capote accused me of. I also suspected someone else, but everything showed that I was the only one who touched Mr. Capote's things. Maybe Lamina's law is really true. In the Department of Ecology, they have a saying, anything that Lamina can screw up, Lamina will screw up. Oh, that feels bad. Don't rush to judgment yet. Anyway, do you think there's another explanation for this? Surely not. I have a letter for you to read. Sure, but knowing me, I probably won't be of much help. Well, if I understand correctly, where it says an inquiry into sphere traces, it seems to be referring to the Xenohydro, a kind of curio from our department, and to be an accomplice seems to be some kind of accusation. Anyway, why are you asking me this? Are you investigating the escape of the Xenohydro? Maybe it's impersonating you. Did it do those things Mr. Capote is accusing me of, but why? As for the rest of the letter, please forgive my ignorance, but I really don't understand it. But now we know it's in the storage zone, and this area is only so large, maybe we can take the initiative and make a list of the possible suspects. I'm quite familiar with this place. There are 1 or 2 places I know that are inaccessible where the Xenohydro may be hiding. I can take you to have a look. Actions are better than words, if you don't mind. Anyway, follow me. On. Do I need to get them all activated for current? So if I want to do that... There we go.
That's a healthy brain.
Don't be another crappy thing. Wait, was there anything even there? Hey, hurry up. State your business and stop blocking my view. There are strange bubbles at the space station. Oh, this is the top secret. Outsiders can never know that I own this thing. You must sign a non-disclosure agreement first. What's inside? I won't tell you a thing before you sign the agreement. You take the paper and pen from Herta and leave your signature. The paper is made from a bizarre material, and the ink dries up the moment it touches the paper. Then you move the tip of the pen away. Your heart suddenly flutters. Please bear in mind that this agreement is more than a legally binding contract. You must also abide by the law of the imaginary, which is above the social and natural laws. Not even the IPC can override it. Law of the imaginary. It is the law of the universe and the world, and the only unbreakable law. Now that you have signed the agreement, you can do anything you like with my memory bubbles. Just make sure you are out of sight of entities from the Garden of Recollection. In fact, I don't think there will be any troubles, even if they catch you. Memory bubble. The Garden of Recollection has ways to steal the memories of others. To preserve memories, they created a sentient membrane to keep the memories wrapped up in it like a bubble, making it easy to carry memories around. They have even more advanced technology called light cones. With that, they can capture more than just memories. It's a shame that I can never master the light cone technology without the blessing of the Aeon Fully. The Garden of Recollection. Actually, we do know them. It is the faction that worships the Aeon fully. In their opinion, the world is defined by everyone's perception, and memories are the proof of the world's existence. They are willing to forego their physical bodies for that purpose. If you ask me, the Garden of Recollection, the architects, the family, and the Antimatter Legion are all idiots. They obsessively worship their eons. Who are the Memo Keepers? They are members of the Garden of Recollection who travel between worlds to collect precious memories. You will run into them sooner or later. I bet the memory of a Galaxy Express passenger is highly sought after by them. You could get lucky if you meet civilized Memo Keepers, since they might use an amazing memory to exchange with yours. However, watch out for the Memo Snatchers, the radicals in the Garden of Recollection. They won't give you a heads up before stealing your memory. Can I touch the bubble now? Sure, just touch it with your forehead. Remember to close your eyes or your head will start spinning. Bubble, bubble, bubble. Bubbles are floating in the air with a colorful glow guiding on their surfaces. For some reason, they form an image that seems to carry a profound meaning. As you approach them, a female voice that sounds familiar to her murmurs monotonously, cautious of love. You approach the bubble and experience a chilly sensation that gently pierces through your skin, flesh and bone, and then goes down deeper. You can't move. Both of your hands are staked onto the ugly and massive portrait. Your body is hanging in the midair, dragged towards the ground by gravity, yet unable to fall. Below the pile of firewood soaked in oil, the excruciating pain is numbing. You are accused of leading a rebellion and desecrating the god of beauty, Andare, who bestowed our minds and senses upon us as the blessings. The man sitting on a high seat haughtily states, "Do you have any objections?" You spit, getting rid of the bloody broken teeth stuck in your throat. Andare, you know very well that name is derived from. It's a Drilla, that hideous being. The people fanatically worship them and are grateful for their gifts. But do these people really believe there is absolute beauty in the world? How foolish, nothing is perfect, and you understand that better than anyone else. You think of Dr. Howe and how you used to sneak looks at his face. You reminisce about how, at the field filled with dandelions after class, he quizzed you on when Harlow 6 reaches perigee every year. That would be when the satellite is closest to Owenley. You forgot about the date and had no idea that Harlow 6 was in fact closest to Owenley on that day, and the satellite's thermal radiation made your cheeks burn red. Meanwhile, Dr. Howell continued to tell you about the research of astroecology school. But you could not think of research. Instead, you listened to the sound produced when his skin brushed the fabric of his shirt, and tried to compose a song with it. Later, you started observing the creases on his shirt formed by the shape of his muscular body. You dared not to speak while you carefully took in every detail about him. Falling in love with the genius made you feel even dumber. Your feelings for him lasted until the day Dr. Howell announced the love of his life. On that day, he vowed to spend the rest of his life tracing the past, present, and future of Andare. Then he disappeared and has not been heard from since. Since that day, everything you understand about beauty has turned to ashes. Flames rise from below and devour you in an instant. Oh golly. Well, that's hurt his memories, eh? That's kinda depressing, eh? Oh, bubbles, 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 bubbles. We're gonna have a lot of reading on our hands, eh? Sure. Memory bubble beating of wings. Oh, we're just so distracted. Memory, okay. As you approach them, a female voice that sounds similar to Hertz's murmurs, monotonously flapping wings, touch the memory bubble. You approach the bubble and experience a chilly sensation in the game. Yeah, we already read that before. To your surprise, you are stuck in a dark and cramped room. The air is thick and dank, mixed with a putrid scene unique to moldy, rotten wood. You want to turn around to exercise your tight joints, but you find yourself unable to move. Not only is there no space around you, but your muscles and tendons are also stiff and trembling out of abject fear. It's because you can clearly hear them, those multitudes of cursed creatures sniffling around inside this locked wooden box. Their serrated feelers are impatiently thrashing around and lashing out at everything outside of your narrow confines. You can hear them dashing madly around the room. You can hear the constant movements of their iron-hooked limbs and armor-like carapace, producing a piercing noise that drives one into insanity. Of course, you know these despicable arthropods have no intellect to communicate with you. Their disgusting mouthpieces dripping with sticky saliva should only be used for chewing and eating, but you are sure you heard something. They are definitely whispering something, but their mouthpieces, no, those darn mouthpieces, should not be able to make that kind of sound. Could the sounds come from their filthy wings covered with an oily film? You listen intently, yes. The disgusting wings are flapping in the air as they repeatedly utter that cursed name in a shrill and coarse hiss. Tazerons, okay. Intriguing. Bomb time.
Come on, then.
Oh, something. Wait, it did explode. I heard it. It's really down there, heck.
Come on, then.
Assuming this doesn't count. Yeah, it's way farther down, no need. What does that mean? The extent of fragmentum corrosion in this zone is very severe. And even the terminal devices recently broke. Establishing a remote connection is the only way to go, but that requires beacon data. Are you enemy? I guess you're sent here by lead researcher Asta. Awesome. Please do us a favor and collect data from the beacons inside, please. It's quite dangerous in there, but if you're ready, just let me know. Let's go. Sure. How do we later? Sorry, bud. Here we are. Ahem. This room smells human. It seems that Xenohydro was really here. Anyway, come quickly. This place is secluded, and it's a good vantage point. You can watch the whole room from here. Sure. Button, no. Can I, There. Nope. There.
Come on, then.
There we go. Well, are you sure we want to ambush it here? We can try making a trap. It's one of our standard procedures in the Department of Ecology. How do you make a trap? Tightly connect the disposable kinetic arms, and once the prey steps within range of the power arm, all of it awaits them its doom. To make a disposable kinetic arm, we need to find many intricate parts, strange matter of destruction, and phase flame. I have both still. I do have them. Sounds like fancy material. It's okay, in the past, we could take as much as we wanted from the Department of Implement Arts, but now we are short of materials. It'll be hard to collect everything we need soon. Anyway, we'd better ambush it ourselves. We may have to wait for a while. Why don't we have a chat to kill time, Ennui? Why do you work for Capote? You're not the first person to ask me this question. Except for his fans, many people have a bad impression of Master Capote. They think he is loud and obnoxious, which he is. But I have been with him for the longest time. I know that Mr. Capote is not a bad person in nature. He is just naturally gifted in many aspects, so he can't understand other people's difficulties sometimes. In short, he is just spoiled by fate. You're still defending him. No, I'm just stating what I see. Since my childhood, my family has always taught me to focus on the positive, so that life wouldn't be so gloomy. Yeah. Not to mention, he did give me a job that lets me get closer to the real research work in the Department of Ecology, although the price was to work as his secretary. How do you see yourself, Lamina? Me? Gosh darn it, yeah. I'm just an ordinary researcher. Even that sounds like an exaggeration. Because I only get got into the space station in my sister's place, of course. Mr. Capote doesn't know about that. My home planet is quite poor in resources, and most families can only barely support one person to go on a space journey. My sister was qualified to come to the space station, but she gave me the only chance in the family and in her life. It's a pity I am such a failure. If my sister were here in the space station, she would be able to make a name for herself. So how do I see myself? I can't. Or dare not answer this question at all. That's all for now. You and Lamina wait there until very late. The dew has turned to frost and your belly is empty. But nothing happened. We can't just wait here forever. No sign of the Xenohydro. Maybe it left a long time ago. We can look for traces left by the Xenohydro in the room and use them to work out when it was last here. Time to walk around and change my mood.